Good morning.
Good morning.
We're having breakfast and then we are out of here, leaving Chiang Khon, and we are going to Khon. While in Khon, we're going to visit a friend of ours, well, friends, Bob and A.
Stars fall at my feet, keep me grounded as I reach higher than I see. Is there something there for me?
I didn't feel like driving, so we are taking the Grab to Bob and A. Guess they live in the gated community. Well, some of you may know Bob. He's from Australia. He's been in a few of our videos, but some of you guys know him from Facebook. And yeah, he's doing well. But anyway, we want to talk to him about what happened. He was going to come to the wedding, but he decided he wanted to play around with beautiful nurses instead.
They were very attractive nurses, so I can understand where the money goes.
Tell us what happened and what were your symptoms, so in case this happens to someone else.
I guess that's my, if I have a message, it's don't disregard your health and don't disregard when you things have like chest pains, you know. I've been having this chest pain for over a week before it finally drove me to the point where I said, let's go to the heart hospital. And we went, spent an entire day at that hospital having a series of checks. When I say series of checks, ECG and an x-ray of the chest and a consult with a cardiologist. And at the end of it all, and literally at the end of the day, up at 4 o'clock, I was told, nothing wrong with you, go home and I'll make an appointment for you. We'll see you in 3 months. So of course I was buoyed by that. I thought, oh, it's obviously something, it must be indigestion then, you know. Even though they didn't actually diagnose anything. So it was a few days later that the pain was still there. It slowly got worse to the point where I couldn't sleep. I didn't sleep Saturday night, didn't sleep Sunday night, and I could punch myself in the face because I was such an idiot. I should have gone straight to another hospital. But come 5:30 Monday morning, I was in so much pain. And I said to A, don't worry about ringing an ambulance. By the time the ambulance gets here, then they muck around to get you out to the hospital. We jumped straight in the car, raced straight to Bangkok Private Hospital in Khon. And I thought they must have thought it was the president arriving. You know, doors opened up, wheeled me in a wheelchair, rushed in. I was swamped with doctors and nurses. And I can tell you, within a space of 30 minutes of being in that hospital, the doctor had said, you've had a massive heart attack. He said, we've taken a blood sample. He said, and blood is a good indicator of the condition of your heart. He said, I can't remember the exact enzyme, Joe, but there's a particular enzyme in your blood that can indicate heart attack or an upcoming one, or we've had one. That's supposed to be below 40. He said, when we measured yours, Bob, it was 3,000. How you're laying on this gurney and alive, I've got no idea. Anyway, look, cut all the ifs and the bits and everything out of it. I was admitted. Constantly being bombarded by surgeons. Met this fantastic surgeon. And we've become mates. So anyway, I was swamped with doctors, series of tests, ECGs, MRIs, literally every test you could think of, PET tests. Not many people understand what a PET test is, but it's a PET test, quite an invasive, where they inject you with a radioactive substance, a lot more than they do when they do an MRI. It shows a lot more detail of one thing or another. So while they were doing all this, he said, we're going to run you straight in. And went through the wrist first up, was part of the first test. I was in twilight in theatre and I could see what was going on, and I knew something was wrong because within minutes of them going in, they were out. and wheeling me back into a theatre. And the doctor said to me, all of your heart is blocked, right? All ventricular are blocked, and you've got one little tiny hole that's allowing blood through there. That's what's keeping you alive. So we need to go away. We need to talk to our team. You'll be on good hands here. The nurses will look after you. Blah, blah, blah. They put me on blood thinners, did everything they could to ensure to prolong life. Eventually, the chief doctor came back and he said, "I've assembled a team from all over Thailand. We'll be gathering here in Khon, and we'll operate on you on a Saturday." And I said, "You can't do it before then." He said, "Unfortunately not, because a couple of the other team members have got other operations to do, and we've got to get everyone here. But we'll look after you." And they did. So they ended up stripping a vein out of this arm here, healing up nicely. Then they took 4 veins out of this leg here. And I guess the scariest part of open heart surgery is they put you to sleep, obviously, and they slice you right down here, and then they go in with a bandsaw and they cut the ribs in half. And he said to me, "Because you're an Australian, you're a bit bigger and heavier set than a Thai, we really had to pull your chest apart to get in there." He said, "So you're probably going to hurt a little bit more than your average, but because we had to pull it apart so far." Fortunately, I was on really good painkillers. It was like, just keep it on tap. Keep it on tap. Each day I seemed to progress. By day 2, they had me out of bed. Even just to shuffle to the toilet. I hate hospitals. I'm a terrible patient. I hate having to wee in a bottle in the bed. And I said, if the day comes where I have to poo in the bed, that ain't happening. With all sorts of jokes, and laughs. But every one of those nurses became my friend. And now I'm getting emotional. And the surgeon said, "You will get emotional for 6 to 7 weeks at least." Why? We don't fully understand. It's part of putting you to sleep. And I can honestly say, if it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't be here. If A had them listen to me and then took me straight to Khon private, I wouldn't be. The doctor said to me, "You wouldn't be here." He's surprised I was alive Monday morning.
But you're on a road to quick recovery.
I'm on a road to quick
recovery.
Well,
not too quick.
All I've got now is some railroad tracks.
I know you tried to show it to me, and I said no, thank you.
No, you don't want to look at that. But it's not ugly, or it's not, But it's a nice set of railway tracks. I'm now a member of the exclusive Zipper Club, as they call it. This will heal up completely. If there is a scar left, then A thinks I should get a dash on tattooed on my forearm.
How old are you, Bob?
I'm 64.
64. So I'll be 64 actually next month.
Yeah.
So you just never know. Life is unpredictable. I tell people that all the time. You did the right thing going to the hospital, and always get a second. If you're feeling something's wrong with you, the doctor sends you away, go get a second opinion.
And that's
go get a second opinion, because it could mean the difference between life and death. And in your case, it did mean that.
Yeah.
So now the question that everyone's wondering, and me too, what was a bill for something like that in Thailand? Because you had major heart surgery.
Major open, it doesn't get any, they said to me it doesn't get any bigger than this. Major open heart surgery, vein grafting, 4, attachments to my heart. 10 nights in the hospital, and it's cost me so far 1.2 million baht. Money well spent. Like I said to you before, you can have all the money in the world, mate, but you can't eat it. When you die, you can't take it with you and make it work for you while you're alive. And I had no compunction. There wasn't even a second thought in my mind as to 1.2 million. Are you serious? It was do what you got to do. Save my life, please. And had a beautiful room in the hotel. Food was, not so great.
Hospital food is always like that.
Hospital food's terrible. And I'd actually been into Khon Hospital the second time, because about 5 years ago, I attribute that they saved my life then too. Alright, you don't know that story.
No.
But 5 or 6 years ago, I'd gone into Khon Hospital with a colon pain, and it was quite severe. And I went in, and I'll try and keep this as short as possible. I went in, same thing, they swarm all over you, And the first thing they did was an MRI. What's the causing the pain? And the surgeon said to me, "You've got an inflamed colon. We can give you some painkiller for that, and that'll just eventually sort itself out. But what we have detected on the MRI is a 3.5 centimetre AAA, which is an aortic abdominal aneurysm. 3.5, it's nothing to worry about, but we need to keep a monitor on it." So for 5 years, I'd been keeping an eye on it every 6 months, going to have a ultrasound, and everything was fine. Until last year when I went to Melbourne on a 6-month project and staying with my cousin in country Victoria. And I thought, well, it's been a while since I've had a check. I better go and get a checkup. And I told the doctor, and I said, I've got this aneurysm. It hasn't grown. It's been 3.5 for years. But it's worth mentioning. You might want to have a look at it. So he did a scan, and that afternoon he rang me and he said, we have a problem. Your 3.5 centimetre aneurysm is now 5.5 centimetres. It is now critical. So literally again, within a couple of weeks, I was rushed into Royal Melbourne Hospital. I'm sliced from here to here, from here to here, where they went in, and I've got a graft, right? So it looks like, I always say, it's like a man with a pair of trousers on, right? Because you've got your main aorta coming down, and it branches off into these other two that feed your legs. And so I spent 4 weeks in Royal Melbourne Hospital before eventually being able to spend another 3 or 4 months in Melbourne recovering, and then coming back to here for only 12 months later, almost to the day, having a heart attack.
Wow. Well, I guess you have 9 lives?
No, I think I got a few less than that actually, because of course you remember, I've been a helicopter pilot most of my life. I had a helicopter crash, but I've always lived this life of adventure. I've always lived the life was meant to be adventurous. I don't want to be sitting back in another 10 years if I live that long, or wherever it longs to be, and say, geez, I wish I'd have done that when I was in my 50s or my 40s, or geez, I wish I'd have done that when I had the chance. Because one day that chance will be taken away and it'll never be there anymore.
No, you're absolutely right. Well, it was good seeing you. Happy to see you doing good.
And I'm very grateful to see both of you.
Thank you. And you got a beautiful house, by the way. Thanks for showing us around.
No worries.
All right, mate. We'll see you soon.
And you're welcome here anytime.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't take mine.
No. Wait. Oh, that's dripping too. Good.
Joshua, right? Cho con bé đừng. Good.
Joshua's going for number 2. He said it was mine. It was really his.
What?
Number 2. How was the first one?
I'm not going to say what I said, but
Good, good.
If you know, you know. Hold up. And then the secret ingredient, get some sriracha. Makes it taste like.
Go ahead, get it in there.
คนนั่งอยู่ที่บ้านก็หิว
Joshua is a happy man right now. Happy young man.
This thing's still rolling.
What did you say about that burger, David?
My name's Josh again.
What did you say about the burger, John?
I'm not gonna lie, between all of us is better than any burger I've had in the States.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Better than a restaurant burger too. And those things are like $25.
Yeah, you guys.
Better than Five Guys.
Yeah, if you come to Khon, check out Carlo's Smash Burger. We'll put a link in the description and pin comment.